Chances are you're going to have heard of the Arcade Top 50. As the name suggests, it's the top 50 arcade games of all time. Now, while there is not a definitive list, when you ask most people, they will be able to name at least a few of the games that are on those lists because they are the most popular. But towards the bottom of that list, and even off the list altogether, there are some amazing games. So this is what we're going to focus on. Let's find some hidden gems. Hey guys, welcome to the arcade. Thanks very much for joining me. Today's hidden gem is a game that probably not a lot of you will have heard of, mainly because it didn't really come over to the West. It sort of stayed as a Japanese arcade game, but it was very cool. The game in question is Valkyrie no Damn it. That sucked. The game in question is Valkyrie no Densetsu, which not sure if it's a direct translation, but it did get a Western release on the Virtual Console on the Wii U, and it became known as Legend of the Valkyrie. It's a fun little game, sort of a two-player hack and slash game, I guess you could call it, but you can get power-ups and things like that make your sword fire projectiles and stuff like that. The graphics are actually very, very cool. At points in the game you get like a perspective where the background or what you would call it is moving at a different rate as to the ground that you're walking on, which gives the impression of height, like you're up on a large cliff. The game is really, really fun. Again, it was another one that I hadn't heard of before, but decided to go looking for it, managed to get it working, and had a lot of fun playing it. There is a story behind it, however, the version that I was playing is the full Japanese game, so I couldn't really get in depth with what is happening. I kind of get that the demons have attacked whatever you would sort of call it, Earth or Midgar, or however they want to describe it in the game, and you're trying to rescue people. And yes, it was great fun. The bosses are unique, yeah, the bit of a challenge. I really enjoyed it. There's platforming elements to it as well, which adds another little bit of a challenge. And there's coins you can pick up, shops, buy the power-ups. The power-ups don't last forever. Brilliant little game. So let's jump into gameplay and see what you reckon. So here it is, and I'm just going to call the game Legend of the Valkyrie from here on in, because I really don't want to butcher the actual Japanese name, because I'm no good at the pronunciation. First thing you noticed here, and it's a thing I sort of go on about with a lot of games, that the attract mode doesn't have any sound, which I always think is a missed opportunity. You want people to come over to it. Yes, it has colours and things like that, but you want people to turn their heads. So this is the gameplay. Like I say, very colourful, very cartoony. The excuse me. The enemies are very nicely drawn, or animated, however it was done. You do have a bit of a projectile with your sword, as you can see, and the enemies are dropping coins, which you can then use in stores that you'll find later on in the game. So as we go, the enemies are definitely very varied. We do have a little bit of a platforming section as well, because if you go into the water, you won't die, but you do get sort of stuck, and allows enemies to get a hit on you, certainly. So this seems to be, there's definitely a story behind it. You're going down to defeat the demons that have taken over the world, or Midgar, however they're portraying it in this game. So a lot of little mini bosses and bigger end of level bosses, as you'll see as we go on. So you are Earth's protector, I suppose. Unfortunately, this is the Japanese version of the game, so I can't actually tell you what's happening in it. So I was just following this little girl, which seemed to be the right move, as she made a little bridge for me, and she went off into her hut, which advances the story, and I get a like a little extra weapon, I guess. So the power-ups are very, very cool. You can get some really powerful ones as you go through. Mostly you have to buy them, but they don't last forever. There's no sense in not using them. It's just one to be aware of, that it will run out and could leave you in the lurch. So just be ready to react to that, I guess, is the best way of looking at it. I'm not entirely sure what those bubbles do. So this is one of the stores. Again, it doesn't really show you what it is. I think A is a shield, C looks like a trident, and I don't know what B is at all. So I was kind of at a loss as what I was doing, but still. See, this is what I was talking about. If you look to the left there, this different little perspective. So this is us going up a hill or a cliff, I guess, and so you can see the background there is becoming further and further away, giving that illusion of height. I thought it was very cool, and not something you really see in a game of this age. So this was what, 1989, and is a sequel to a 1983 game. So it's still an old enough game to be doing something like this perspective. I was quite impressed with it when I first saw it. And here we are. This is our first sort of end of level boss. So we've got like a two-headed dragon serpenty thing that's just battering me with lightning. And I've just got a super power up, which means I can just sort of stand in front of him and blast away as long as I avoid his lightning and his big punch, which I did not. Thankfully, it's just as easy for me to stick in another credit and go for it. I did like that you don't lose your power-ups after you sort of lose a life or enter in another credit. You can still sort of continue on pretty much from where you left off. And I've obviously rescued some sort of golden seed, which is now opened up the gate to the underworld. This is all my interpretation of it. This little guy who runs the shop is really like tenacious. He's down here as well trying to sell me shit. So the game has multiple paths, as you sort of saw back there. You can sort of make your own route. Maybe as you play more, you'll be able to figure out which route is the easiest or quickest that you'll be able to get through. The enemies definitely are becoming a little more difficult as we go down. But I'm assuming that's how we're going to keep going in this, that we're just going to keep going down through the gates of hell. Hades, or... yeah, it would be Hades, wouldn't it? Excuse me. Ah, big dragon, lovely. So I shut up there for a few minutes just to let you hear the music. It's actually really well done. Again, for a game of this age, I know it is Namco, which, you know, there's some brand of quality with that name, but it's the music is really good. Again, I'm just sort of lost at this point. I'm just running around. They're telling me to go certain directions, I'm sure, but I don't really know where I'm meant to be going. I'm just sort of winging it here. It's definitely a fun game, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. If I'd seen this in the arcade, I don't know if it would have attracted me. I think I don't know, the attract mode not being there, just that sort of quiet screen. It probably, I would have had a look at it, seen it play. Yeah, I might have done it. Maybe it was a little bit too cutesy for me back then. I might not have gone towards it, but I think, like, certainly after playing it, I really enjoy it. It would be It would be a shame. I just completely missed that jump entirely. It would be a shame if I didn't sort of pick this up and give it a go. So anyone who has the opportunity, I would say give this one a chance, because you'll probably enjoy it. I am just getting my ass handed to me, and there we go. There is my power up has just run out on me, which is just perfect because now I've got a big kind of mid-level boss, and I don't really have much that I can use against him. Ow! Not doing well at all. Thankfully the mid-level bosses aren't that tough and you're able to sort of batter them out. There we go, some bags of coins now. Always good, always good. I think this would be a fun little game as a two-player. This is maybe one I could go back and explore as a two-player. That was a stupid idea. I should not have tried to make that jump. Platforming has never really been my strong point, I would say, which is a bit of a shame, yeah. Now we have another big boss. This one was actually really difficult because he just spawns so many little minions. I know they only take like one hit to get rid of, but at one stage he just, like, look how many he's just firing out at you. You just get absolutely swarmed. It's a great little idea for a boss. I do really enjoy it. I thought it was a nice idea. Like I said, the enemies and certainly the boss design is well thought out. But yeah, this one was a bit of a menace. Maybe it would be easier as a two-player, you know, one being able to take on the boss while another one tries to take out the little swarm. But there we go. Another one on through, and another part of the story, which I don't understand. I guess I could look it up on the. There is a fully English translated one for the. It's on the Wii U, so you can pick it up. It might not be on the Steam or the Switch's virtual console yet. It was part of the Namco museum, so yeah, I would have to look that up just to see if it has been included. I would guess possibly not, but it might be fun to have a little look around, see if you can find the fully English translated one, because then you'll maybe get a bit more of an idea of what you are doing. But anyway, I thought this was a fun little game. I'm glad I picked it up and had a little look of it, but what do you guys think? Is this something that would have attracted you in the arcade? Or maybe you were lucky enough to have seen one of these in your local arcade. There were some that made it over here. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.